Hello and welcome. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Tonight, it's a tragic day in Damaturu, Yobe State, as twin blasts kill 6 people. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari blames past administrations for the huge amount spent on subsidy of petroleum products. The tax chief, Dr. Tunde Fowler, resumes duty as FIS chairman, promises a sharp increase in internally generated revenue in the country. And let me see now, South Africa court convicts 8 policemen for murdering a Mozambican cab driver.
On business news tonight, Nigerian Stock Exchange launches premium board index for companies with corporate governance standards.
And on sports news tonight, Nigeria faced tournament giant killers Mozambique in the knockout phase of the 2015 Afro-Basket Championship in Tunisia.
We begin tonight on a sad note and from Damaturu in Yobe State, where suicide bombers again unleashed terror on the city, killing 6 people and wounding 42 others. According to eyewitnesses, the twin blasts occurred in the early hours of today. The first was at the Central Motor Park, while the second went off at the Gashua-Meduguri Bypass Road in Damaturu. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, quickly evacuated the wounded to a specialist hospital where they are currently receiving treatment. Now, our correspondent Loretta Chiogo reports, and we'd like to warn that some of the images you're about to see may be disturbing.
Every space in the hospital is filled with patients. The aftermath of the early morning bomb blasts in Damaturu, Yobe State capital. The first blast ripped through the Central Motor Park, while the second exploded at Gashua-Meduguri Bypass.
There was a suicide bomb attack today at a popular motor park called Bayantasha, which involved a girl of about 14-year-old who was cladded with explosive devices. The girl, upon approaching the entrance of the motor park, was stopped for checking, but she refused to be checked because she said she was not going to the market. She was not entering the park, but she was only disguising. Upon sight in a commercial motor car that was loaded with passengers, she rushed in and thereby detonating the device, killing herself and 5 others. And there was another suicide bomb incident involving the suicide bomber himself alone, a boy of about 12 years, who actually discovered that the game was up, ran into the bush, and in the process the bomb went off and the boy died instantly. So in the 2 incidents, we have 6 people dead, including the suicide bomber and a pregnant woman and a little child. And as well, we have 41 people who sustained various degrees of injuries, and they're already being taken care of at the General Sani Abacha Specialist Hospital in Damaturu.
Yobe State has witnessed deadly bomb attacks by Boko Haram insurgents, even with the presence of security personnel.
We have to give kudos to the people of Yobe State, Damaturu especially. So the people are actually putting in their best to make sure that these disgruntled elements don't have access to crowded areas. And that is why you see that the casualty figure is actually not too big. So we want people to continue to be vigilant and to be watchful. We can't have a perfect society, but everybody must put his hands on deck and ensure that this element don't have access to where we are doing our businesses or where we are gathered for social activities.
No one has claimed responsibility for the recent attack, even as the people look helpless in situations like this. Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.
In the meantime, the Yobe State Governor Ibrahim Gaidam has commiserated with the families of victims of the Damaturu blasts. A statement from the governor's director of press, Abdullahi Bego, says Governor Gaidam is heartbroken as he mourns with the families of the victims of this callous and senseless attacks. The governor had earlier directed that injured victims be given quick and free treatment at the Sani Abacha Specialist Hospital. The statement also urges Yobe State residents to continue to be vigilant, prayerful, and to support security agencies in their effort to rid the state of deadly violence. Meanwhile, the medical director of the Sani Abacha Specialist Hospital, Dr. Garba Fika, has confirmed that the 2 suicide bombers are among the dead. Today's attack is coming barely a month after the deadly blast in a market in Damaturu, the state capital, killed 19 people and injured 47 others on July 26th. Now, latest reports from our correspondent in Yobe State, Jonathan Gopep, reveal that calm has returned to the troubled area after the twin blasts today. The police has beefed up security around the town and some confidence has been restored.
Everywhere is calm for now, despite the shock suicide bomb attack in the early hours of today. Residents have put the sad development behind them and normal activities have since picked up. As I speak, the place is still cordoned off as investigation, according to the police, has since commenced. The police public relations officer of the state, ASP Tonyin Gwededesen, informed me that the terrorists often have access to Damaturu metropolis from an undisclosed route, and they are strategizing to cut off the entry route to curtail any further occurrence. Hospital source said the death toll is still 6, and most of the victims with minor injuries have been treated and discharged. In the meantime, today's blast has no doubt brought memories of the old days, where residents often live in fear. That residents close early today from their various activities for the fear of the unknown, and security tightened to ensure the safety of lives and property of the inhabitants.
Well, Nigeria and Benin Republic have agreed to strengthen the economic and security cooperation between both countries. Addressing a joint press conference after a closed-door meeting between President Muhammadu Buhari and President Boni Yayi of Benin Republic, the two presidents also agreed to promote efforts towards regional integration. Our State House correspondent Chukwuma Unekusi reports.
A few weeks after President Buhari visited Benin Republic for their independence celebrations, President Boni Yayi is back in Nigeria to say thank you to the Nigerian president for the honor done him. Beyond the thank you visit, the two West African leaders touched on the issue of security and regional integration. President Boni Yayi, who spoke in the French language through an interpreter, also said that Nigeria and West African countries have to do more in the area of border cooperation, climate change, and power generation in the sub-region. He commended President Buhari for the coordination of the fight against Boko Haram, pledging the continuous support of his country. Of priority to President Buhari in every meeting with any member of the international community is the issue of security and how to get rid of Boko Haram. He said with what has already been put in place and with the huge deployment of men and materials in the northeast, the heat is already on the insurgents.
We have been reorganizing the military. They are on the ground. That's especially the Army and the Air Force. They are doing very well. And the Navy has joined to secure our responsibilities in the Gulf of Guinea, which is from Senegal to Gabon to Angola. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, we are on course. We are getting the cooperation of the international community, and I assure you of our confidence, and I believe you are already feeling the difference because it is clear.
The president's stance on the fight against Boko Haram was also corroborated by the chief of army staff, who was part of the meeting with the president of Benin Republic. He said that the target set by the president will be met.
I know. You said it. The heat is on them. it's on them. All right. We're working hard towards the attainment of the CNC's directive. I'm the immediate past commander of the multinational joint task force, and I set the ball rolling, and I really saw the level of commitment by all the contributing countries. Chad, Cameroon, and Benin, as well as Niger Republic. Our troops are already on the ground, so it's quite interesting, and it's a positive development that President Boni is coming here personally to lend his own voice to the multinational joint task force.
The president is grateful to Benin Republic for identifying with the Lake Chad Basin Commission and for their contribution towards the fight against Boko Haram. Chukwuma Onwekusi, Channels Television News.
In part 2, after the break, President Buhari registers for his national identity card. That's in a moment. Do join us again.